So I think for my last radio to add to the collection of a modern, brand new radio is going to go back in time to this ICOM IC-718 with a power supply. I think I got the Astron RS-28, 20 amp supply. It's good enough for this radio. You know, the price comes down to $1,100, maybe a little bit more after tax. But you know, I know we're going back in years, but I do believe that the ICOM 718 now comes with the DSP filter. You know, it's just, oh, don't get that radio, it's junk. No, it isn't. It's great. It's a basic radio. You know, I mean, I don't need a bunch of fancy pants bullshit. What I need is one antenna jack right here. And then here is where I can connect to the whatever, the SDR equipment to do a pan adapter on the computer. You know, I kind of came to the conclusion that this radio, if I do this, is all I need. I don't need anything real highly complex, and I sure as hell don't need the FT710. There's a couple things about the FT710 that I've kind of learned about that kind of make it seem like it's not something I want to have. One of them is just a little bit of information on the final output transistor, or the transistors. You know, I've heard a few things about it. I'm not saying it's a bad radio, but I just don't need all the buttons and all the bullshit screen touch stuff. I don't need any of that. I don't care, you know. Don't need it, don't care. This one is a pretty easy to operate box. You can do all the research you want on this radio. I mean, it is what it is. It's a 100-watt radio. There's no FM, who cares? No antenna tuner, who cares? You know, it's just a basic radio. I don't use internal antenna tuners anyways. I have an external MFJ, and it works better than using internal. There's a reason why. I forgot why that is, but there's a video somebody made on why internal antenna tuners and radios really don't give you an accurate SDR reduction. And I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, the primary reason is, you know, I don't need a radio that's built-in SDR, all that screen. I don't need any of that. I think my reasoning and my final conclusion that the 718 is fine for me is because you can connect up a SDR, like an SDR play system, to the radio via that little connector in the back. It just takes the right cable and then software, and it's really simple. I think also an MFJ or a TR switch. Oh, here you go. It shows you right here. I mean, what is it, a couple $100 more to, you know, invest in some software and some gear and some other gadgetry and the software, and boom, you got this. I mean, this is what I wanted, you know? Just this full SDR play screen. This is awesome. Everything I need is in this software. I looked at a few SDR softwares. I don't know, SDR play, what this is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know any of this shit. But this would be really cool to see the whole band in this high quality like this. And the ICOM IC-718, it's an older box, but I think it's a tried and true reliable piece of kit. And it's been around for quite a while. And ICOM is reselling them again. They've been doing it for a while, I don't know how long. And the price is down, and I'd rather get a brand new one that's never been turned on and is not all greasy and that has no hours on it. I don't want someone else's bullshit. I want my own shit brand new, you know. And then this would be the last radio. This would be like the last little thing, you know. And I don't know. If I was gonna get another radio, I would get that and then run this software with it, because this guy here makes it look really, he goes through exactly everything you need to do to hook the radio up, connect it to the SDR, the TR switch, and he explains all of it, and I just thought, why am I looking at all overpriced bullshit. Don't need any of it. Don't care. No, I don't need a radio with a bunch of complex menus in it that I have to, I don't need all that shit, okay? Just put it in software. I mean, that's the way my mind works. I don't need to be able to do the same functions on the radio that I can do on the computer. So to me, this makes sense. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, folks, but my whole being addicted to getting another radio, I'm going to probably do it eventually, but this would be the route I go, I guess. So that's kind of my final conclusion, the ICOM IC-718. It's a pretty good radio. It's been around for a long time. Some people don't like it. I've seen pros and cons on it, but to me, it seems like just a nice box, that has had some history, pretty stable, and when you can still buy them brand new now. I'd rather buy a brand new 718 than somebody's used radio. I don't really, I mean, if you can buy it brand new, I'd rather do that, or not buy it at all. I just don't want somebody else's greasy radio with the finals half wrecked. I don't know. I don't want that. So if I can buy this thing brand new for the last new radio, set up the SDR play and be able to run it that way, that's all I wanted to do. I don't need some, $3,000 radio where you have to like touch the screen, and the same shit happens on the computer. I don't need that. If the receiver is running, if the signal from the receiver, the data is going into your computer and you're controlling it with the computer, why do you have to control it with a damn radio as well? That doesn't make any sense. So the box itself, I think, is solid, and just controlling it with this SDR and all this great software you can use, that's what kind of sold me, and that's my final decision if I decide to go through one more expense on a brand new radio. I don't need any more stuff after that. I mean, the hell with it. Because eventually, I do believe that these radios are going to have AI engines running them, where you'll be able to just tell the radio what to do, and you can just go to bed and let the radio run everything. I mean, you don't even need to be there in front of it, man. So I want no part of that, or do I? I think that this is a good decision I'm making if I go through with it. I'm only talking roughly maybe $1,200, maybe another $400 or $500 for the other stuff to run it, and then I have one last complete station to finish off the ham radio addiction, to be done with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. 73 CLG.